Hey, what's going on? You're listening to the Nighttime Show podcast, the greatest podcast in the history of the world and of the universe, according to me. I'm Stephen Kramer Glickman. I'm here.
You're not a big fan of those Alpha Centauri podcasts?
No, man.
Those aliens, they don't even speak English.
Fuck those shows. This is the show. Those shows are not getting the guests that we get. These guests are incredible, especially because I am a massive, massive fan of the guests from this episode. Mm-hmm. I watched every single episode of this new show, of the new season of this show, within 2 days. I watched every episode. I'm such a massive fan of the show Glow, which is on Netflix. I love that show. It's so damn good. And we got not one, not two, but 3 cast members from Glow to show up. And these are lead cast members.
And they're all so funny.
They're so funny. And they were so good. And I said some things that upset them a little bit, but it was good. Jackie Tohn, who's a comedian, who's a very good friend. She was on the show. Brittany Young, who's been on the show before, but this
she's
time.
So great.
Oh my God, she's so great. And then for the first time ever, Britt Baron is on the show, who plays Mark Maron's daughter on the show. And
it's weird that she plays such a young character when she's like in her mid-20s.
Yeah.
It's funny how they do that in Hollywood.
It is funny, yeah. And the 3 of them are just so lovely and so cool together. And it's so fun listening to them all kind of talk about this experience that they had all gone through.
You can tell that there's a great rapport among the cast members. Even if they don't hang out all the time, they have a lot of fun. And you can just get that feeling from them just being around one another.
Totally. And something that I just wanted to throw out there because I thought this is really funny. So Kia Stevens, who is an actual wrestler.
Yes. And they tell a story about her on the show.
She was Amazing Kong or Awesome Kong.
Yeah.
In real life. So she wanted to come and do our this night as well. She was going to be the 4th person on the lineup. But then she hit me up and she was like, I don't know what to do. I got asked to be part of a wrestling match somewhere on the East Coast, and they're paying me like an enormous amount of money, and I turned them down. I said, no, thank you. Because I want to do the podcast.
And to that, I would say, pick up the phone and call them back and say, take the money.
Yeah, take the money, lady. What are you, not getting crazy? Take the money. And so then she went back to them and like asked for more money, or said no. She said no. So then they came back and asked. They offered her like double her rate, and she was like still not interested. Wow. And then they came back and they were like, "Is there anything we can do to make this work?" And she said, "Yeah, if you can make me a tag team, so that way I don't have to wrestle as hard during the match. I'll take all that money that you're offering." And they said yes. And she was like, "Sorry, I can't do the podcast." Yeah. So we got 3
completely understandable.
Yeah, but we love Kia Stevens.
Yes.
So we got 3 out of 4 of the women that we're trying to get for the show. So listen to it right now. These are the ladies of Glow.
Live from the Fantan Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
So how's Vegas?
Black magic. 7, winner.
It's been nice, you know? Me being wrong about you hating Vegas.
Business is good. We've sold out for the next 2 weeks.
What do you think of Sandy?
She's the entertainment director.
Have a drink and play a little blackjack on us.
We can keep this up, and the 3 of us stand to make a lot of money here.
Maybe I can push the money into a pile the shape of my son.
Okay, well, I don't really know what to say to that.
I have a job. I have a boyfriend. And somehow I still feel lost.
Maybe you feel lost because you're holding yourself back.
I would like to extend Glow's contract until the end of the year.
It's stuck.
What the fuck is happening now?
God, I love opening nights.
This is everything we've ever wanted.
We can't grin and bear for another 9 months.
I'm the only one who cares about keeping the show alive.
I know there's something in the way.
What do you want, Ruth?
I don't want to ruin what we have.
If it wasn't for Bash, then none of us would even be sitting here today.
You're happy, right?
Listen to your heart.
We may never open a show in Las Vegas ever again. Just take a moment and appreciate what is right in front of you.
Want to get us kicked out of every casino here before we leave?
This place can make you a little crazy.
We're so lucky to all be here together.
Some things are worth fighting for.
Let me out. Just, I can't take it. Seriously. I'm taking the stairs.
All right, for season 3, we've got 3 of the stars right here. Please put your hands together for Britt Baron, Britney Young, and Jackie Tohn.
Oh, yeah! This is so awesome. Come on, give it up for them.
Hello!
Wow.
I was the star of that trailer.
You were
I don't think I was in it.
star of it.
I don't think I was in it.
Is this on?
No, I don't think I was in it.
Yeah.
You can take it out of the stand if it's easier.
Yeah, take him out of the stand. Take him out of the stand.
This
yeah.
is dude, you're the boss of my mic. Hold it.
I just want it to be higher.
Jackie, you and I have known each other for
300 years.
300 years.
My balls just dropped. I don't know why. 3. I'm
Jackie
fine.
Tohn is a very, very funny stand-up comedian. I've seen you perform many times.
Are you Italian?
How many
times. All right.
times.
I've seen you perform a lot of times too, and you're funny and delightful.
You're funny and delightful.
And Britney Young, you've been on the show before.
I'm a veteran of the I'm here all the time.
Yeah, and then Britt Baron, this is a new thing. Big fan.
Just starting, you know.
This is
you
an
and me.
amazing thing. This show, I know we got a lot of Glow fans. Give it up for them. It's such
Most
an
people are like,
incredible
I'll
show.
watch it now. Weird.
And then don't.
It is a terrific show. 3 seasons in, and now you guys are in Vegas doing that. And you shot. Well, how did that work? Did you shoot in Vegas? How did this work out for you?
I wish. I love Vegas. I actually do. There's no rules there. I love it. But
Brittany, do you love Vegas?
No.
Ask me.
I'm a trash person.
Jackie, do you like Vegas?
I also don't love it.
Oh, answer your question.
No,
though.
we didn't shoot in Vegas. I was disappointed, is the point of
Well,
that.
because you have to think about it. Our show now this year is 1986. You go to Vegas now, everything from 1986 is gone. Like we can't even cheat anything there. So we just rebuilt everything here on a stage.
I went to Vegas in 1986 or so with my sister, my little sister who's in the audience. Give her a round of applause. Her and I stayed at the Aladdin Hotel.
Yeah,
This is a
Steven
true
was
story.
36 at that time.
What's that?
You were 36 years old.
36 years old.
I thought he was going to say, I went to Vegas in 1986 with my kids.
Yeah, right. We went when we were little kids, and we were our whole family was staying at the Aladdin Hotel, which has been demolished.
Yeah.
And we were staying in the hotel, and me and my little sister were standing on the balcony overlooking the pool on like the 28th floor, and we started throwing Hershey Kisses off the balcony because we thought it was funny. And then a man was down by the pool, and he looked up and he went, "Hey, I can see," and it hit him in the head, and he collapsed to the ground. And we very quietly went back into our family's like suite, and we're just like, "Oh, hey guys, what's going on?" Like pretending like nothing happened.
Definitely didn't just kill a guy. 100% not dead.
Not dead. We're totally good. Let's watch TV, guys. And we're just like hanging out, and like our family's like, "Is everything okay?" And then like pound, pound, pound at the door, and a guy comes in with a lump on his forehead. He's like, "Those are the fucking kids!" And they threw our entire family out of the Aladdin Hotel.
How did they know what room?
Threw all of us out. Our whole family got tossed from the place.
From the Aladdin
By the
Hotel.
backs of your jackets.
By the back. They said, "Get the fuck out." And as they were throwing us out, one of my uncles went, "It's because we're Jews." He just kept yelling that. They don't like Jews in this hotel.
And they were demolished a year later.
And you raised 2 piece of shit kids. Has nothing to do with it.
That sounds like a Glow episode. Like Melrose running down. It's because they're Jews. Like 100%.
But also because she instigated the entire
it was
thing
also
and
her.
then blamed it on because they hate Jews. 100%.
What's interesting to me about this show is that it seems like, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, like how inspired by the casting was the script of the show, because it doesn't seem like they could just come up with all these. And I know some of it's based on real people, but you guys are so unique on the show, and the stuff that you're doing on the show is so interesting. It's like, was it all planned 100%, or did you come in and then they wrote characters for people? Like, how'd that work out?
I'll go.
How did you get cast on the show?
Luck. No, I mean, I only say luck because I think that such a minuscule, I don't know if there's any actors in the crowd, this is annoying, such a minuscule, that looks weird, such a minuscule, fine, percentage of our careers has to do with, this is hard to say because I think that we are here because we're talented. Yeah. But I think it is a smaller part than the luck it feels, because I've been this way, for better or for worse, often for worse, for my entire life, and I couldn't get a fucking gig forever. Right. And then I played Gilda Radner. And then it was the same casting people, and the timing worked out. And they were like, the girl that played Gilda, they'd seen every single other person in the entire city. And I'm not joking when I say that when I showed up to play Gilda Radner, who's a famous Jewish comedian from the late 70s, early 80s. She was on Saturday Night Live, first cast member. When I showed up to the audition, it was me and these two beautiful Latina girls in the waiting room. And I was like, are you guys here for? And they were like, for Gilda Radner? And I was like, no. They were at the bottom of the barrel.
Sure.
And they finally saw me. And then once I got that, it was like, oh, that was a big coup. And then they brought me in for Glow. All of that's to say, like, when you were saying, like, how did it even happen for me? It's just crazy. But then past that, I think they had a really good idea of what this show was gonna be. I know that my character was more, and then you guys can take it, but my character was gonna be more of a Paris Hilton-y party girl. Mm-hmm. And then her name was Melanie Rose. And then when I went in, they were like, oh, Melanie Rosen. And that's true. That's just true. They were like, this girl is so and now my character is hanging a mezuzah outside the hotel. All true. Like, there's satyrs involved. Like, they've made my character proper Jewish because so that's the answer to your other question of how much was there and then how much did they make because of you guys. I think there were these Hollywood and Vine girls, and the original Glow was an original series in the 80s, and that's my spiel.
I love it.
I think for me it was the opposite, because I have a big reveal at the end of season 1.
Go watch the show.
For anyone that hasn't watched. And they knew about that from they told me before we started shooting season 1. So I don't think Justine is based off of me as much as I think they've incorporated your personality more, and other Sunitha's dancing, other cast members have crazy talents that they've kind of incorporated.
Sure,
more.
That makes sense. Brittany, what about you?
What was the question?
The audition process for the character.
How was Ireland?
Yeah, how was Ireland? For me, the audition process was very different. I think I went in the first day of casting for Jen Houston, our casting director in LA. And I was the last girl she saw that night. I went in at 7:45 at night and had, no joke, a 45-minute audition. And that doesn't happen unless usually they're like, we need to work with you, or it's just show me what else you can do. And for me at the time, I was actually an assistant over on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend for Rachel Bloom and Aline Brosh McKenna. Great show. It just finished. If you guys haven't watched it, Netflix. I literally told them I was sick and had to go home, and I went to this audition instead. And it took 100% now, but then they didn't. But it took probably for me about a month to do the whole audition process. A lot of girls I think were very last minute, they found out they needed to start wrestling training the next week. I had been waiting pins and needles for a month,
Wow.
I was cast Saturday. I got the call Saturday night. I was babysitting. Yeah. You were cast first. I was babysitting. I told my agents.
Babysits?
I still babysit. And I told my agents, no, I'm putting the baby to sleep. Let me call you in 20. And they responded with K. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. And then I missed wrestling in the beginning because my paperwork hadn't gone through. So I was you were cast in June.
I was I think it was literally they cast Betty Gilpin, Allison Brie, and then me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
You
then
were
we
like-
started. Yeah, like it got really slow and then went really fast.
Oh, that's almost the case.
Yeah.
Because I had tested for.
Oh, that's true. That's
right,
true. That's
so
true.
I think they were like, I was trying out for a million different parts, and they didn't know. They were like, she's Jewish, she's fun. Put her somewhere in the wolf hat, and they just like kept trying to do stuff with me. I read the Sheila sides, I read the Jenny sides, I read Melrose, I read Ruth a bunch, and then ultimately they were like, okay, Jewish party girl, let's do this. Yeah.
Wow. Well, now, Britt, you're working on this show with a lot of times with Mark Maron as your dad. Like, oh my!
That was the reveal.
That was such an amazing reveal too.
Make sure and watch the show, everyone. Yeah.
By the way, we were.
That's the end of season 1. They're in 3 now.
No spoiler alerts complaining at this point. You've
No,
had time.
There's a statute of limitations.
You've had like 2 years.
Complaining.
Yeah.
There's a statute of limitations on
Like I had somebody
spoilers.
complain once because I told them what happened in North by Northwest. I'm like, it came out in 1960.
I was just gonna say that we were as shocked because Britt was holding onto that secret all of season 1, and when we read that script, Mark didn't know.
Well,
okay, that's your script.
but before we started shooting, I had a meeting with our 2 showrunners who asked me not to tell anyone. They did not want the girls to know. They were not going to tell Mark. So it was, I mean, what I was acting felt like real life in a way, because we had all just met and we were creating. For a lot of us, this was our first big series regular role, and so I felt like me as Britt and me as Justine were kind of holding this secret back. And I remember when episode 9 finally came out, because I had no idea how they were going to reveal it. I saw Mark on set while we were shooting maybe episode 7 or 8 and was like, Mark, did you read the episode 9? And he, what? No, I don't have to. No, I have to go. I'm not. Hey, bye. So
Good thing
that's our
I carry this
relationship
shell on
on
my
set.
back. I'm gonna go hide in it.
What were your first introductions to Maron on set? What was he like the first time you met him?
Oh, well,
lovely.
Well, what's funny about Mark is, I think I speak for all of us when we say we love him so much. That is like just a given. But he is himself.
Unapologetically.
That
like
man
yeah.
is his goddamn self. Like I remember in season 1, I mean, I've told this story 100 times, but I like saw him in the hallway, and I'm a lot, and I saw him in the hallway. I get it.
I
You know
think
what I mean?
he's told you that.
It's like if you think it's exhausting, imagine what it's like in my head. So I don't feel bad for you. But so I saw him and I was like, morning, Maron. And he was like, it's a lot. And I said, in the time it took you to say it's a lot, you could have just said good morning, and then we wouldn't be continuing to have this conversation.
Sure, yeah.
But he's just like, okay. You know what's really funny? In the trailer, when he gets out of the elevator, that happened at a Q&A. There were like 14 of us in an elevator at the ArcLight, and it says clearly on the side like max cap 6, 8, let's say. And we were all the girls on the show were just jammed in this elevator, and Mark was in it, and we were supposed to go down, and it went up, and it was doing the like droppy thing. And then when it went up, I was like, I'm going to get out here and take the stairs. And he's like, you're so Jewish. Shouted it publicly at the ArcLight. I'm like, yeah, because you see yourself in me, bro. That's why I annoy you. Because I'm you, bro.
Yeah, the first time I ever met Mark Maron, there's a girl. I'm not gonna, but Matt knows her, and she
Cardi B.
No,
Okay.
she's a girl that went kind of half blind. She went half blind.
Oh yeah, okay.
From diabetes, but she's a very skinny lady,
yes.
and
She's really taking a turn.
It's a sad turn. All right, but she had a benefit show for herself. At the old Friars Club, and she invited all these comedians to come in and lots of people, and no one showed up. Oh. No one came to the benefit. The only people that came were Patton Oswalt, Doug Benson, Mark Maron, and me.
Good people.
And we were performing.
Yeah.
So we just
Perform for each
nobody,
other.
for no one.
Oh my God.
And so she's walking around blind going, is there a lot of people here? Like this? No. And Marin keeps going this. Yeah. There's a lot of people. They're just being quiet. They're just being quiet, right? And it's real bad. It's real bad. Like we're like, oh my God, this is so bad. And we're all sitting at different tables and shit. And it's not good. This is like not a good situation. And so we're all sitting there, and then I'm at a table by myself. I have a basket of bread that I'm eating. It's free basket of bread. He's sitting across.
What is this story?
No, just trust me. He's sitting over there, and he's at a table by himself, and he looks so unhappy. And I go, Marin, and he goes, what? And I go, you want some? And he goes, oh Jesus, and gets up, comes over, sits down at my table, and goes, did you just invite me over to eat a free basket of bread? And I go, uh-huh. And he goes, give me the fucking bread. And then he just sat there and ate all my bread while we watched.
He doesn't eat carbs anymore.
He's on a health kick now.
He lost a ton of weight. Yeah.
That's great.
So that was our first.
So it's a happy ending.
Yeah, first time meeting.
You can tell Steven still eats a lot of bread.
Hey!
He's lost a lot of weight too.
You took me to Philippe's.
That's true.
Not fair.
Not fair. That's not fair. It's a bread restaurant. There's a lot of au jus. But yeah, it was very uncomfortable. And then every time I've seen Mark since then, we always have this kind of like bread. You know, there's like a moment. There's just a moment of it. It's always nice when the first time you meet, there's some sort of traumatic, horrible experience. Anyways, now you guys have to wrestle on the show physically. You're doing a lot of crazy work. How do you prepare for something like that on stage? What are you doing?
I mean, basically, we shoot for 4 months, but the first month prior, we get together with our stunt coordinator, Shauna Duggins, and our wrestling coordinator, Chavo Guerrero Jr. That was a weird pronunciation. And basically just like train. Like that's all we do for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. We just go in and we just condition and we just go through moves after moves after move. And then it depends on what you have written for this, like for the season. So like for me, my character is supposed to be like the wrestling savant. She's supposed to know how to wrestle. She wrestles a lot. So I'm probably in there at least once or twice a week, where like some girls, if they don't have a fight until episode 5, they might get like 3 or 4 weeks off. It just is kind of whatever's written for you. That's how much you train after the first month. So
wow,
it's a lot of fun.
That's a lot to put yourself through. What about you, Jackie?
Yeah. I was trying to put the mic down because I say so much words, but yeah, it's a crazy thing with our show because I've never really fancied myself much of an athlete, and I remember on the first day of training just walking in and sort of being a comic and being self-deprecating and also telling the truth and like hiding my insecurity behind it's just snarkiness. And I just was like, if anybody, the first day of season 1 of training, I was like, if anyone's nervous, you know, or they're afraid they're going to look like an asshole, just, you know, peer over in my direction because I promise I'm going to look fucking stupider than you doing this. Yeah. And it turns out I'm a good wrestler, which is nobody's more shocked than me. But season 1, I was like just learning what I had to. And then I went through a gnarly breakup in between seasons. And I sort of just like had this invigorated sense of like, I was super sad. And I just was like, well, I just, in what universe? We're talking to Jim from Parks and Rec backstage. And he was like saying how in one day he was like in a power plant in the morning and in a hot air balloon in the afternoon to shoot the show. Right. And it was like, yeah, like I had that moment with Glow. I was like, wait a minute. Chavo Guerrero Jr. is going to teach me how to body slam, and I'm saying no thank you. This is insane. When am I going to get this? I just got chills. When am I going to get this opportunity? Yeah. And I just said, like, fuck it, let's go. And then it was like, you know, running the ropes into crucifixes, body slam, suplexes, like, doing it.
Wow.
No, doing it. It's really delightful.
A lot of professional
and
wrestlers.
I base a body slam, by the way. What's up?
Yeah.
Now,
sorry.
Most wrestlers are always constantly injured. Are there a lot of injuries in your cast on the show? Like, are you guys going around like you're bruised up all the time and you're sore like all the time from these things you're doing? Or
Britt?
Well, I don't get to wrestle really, but I did train with them. But I would say, I mean, Shauna Duggins is the first female to ever win the Emmy for stunt coordinating. Woo! She is phenomenal, and I think they do really take care of us. I mean, we spend a month training. There's a lot of warm-ups, but obviously there have been some...
Shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens. I mean, especially with the adrenaline and you're performing for the crew who haven't seen you. So there have been, yeah.
Well, I don't also too, it's like, I don't want to toot our horn, but like we got really good like by the end of the first season, and we were doing things that like Chavo and Shauna were like, we weren't even going to teach you guys this until maybe season 3, and here we are doing it at the end of season 1, and like half the Jackie story, but like the finale of season 1, they basically were like, okay, girls, go in there and just have a free for all. We didn't talk about it, we didn't do anything. They just trusted us so much, and we also trusted ourselves to know what to do. There was a mishap.
You got hurt.
Jackie did get hurt.
The story, I was like,
Jackie went to the hospital.
What a weird story. I was like, what a weird story to tell for how it always goes well. I look like a fucking transsexual drag queen. I show up at the fucking, I show up at the emergency room. I've got glitter glued all over my face. I have huge pink extensions in my hair. I'm in a wheelchair in diamond fishnets. And I'm like, my ankle's broken. I have mascara. I have eyelashes dripping down the side of my face. So that's a good example of a story.
No, but I was just saying, people do get hurt. I don't know. What's the next question?
We are normally safe. That was like one of in 3 seasons
because they trusted us.
And then in season 2, we all were at the hospital in costume, so it kind of came full circle.
For a broken ankle.
Glow man.
Yeah,
told you would come around.
They do bring in a lot of real life stuff.
They do bring in a lot of real life.
Oh, there's so much. Oh, it's unbelievable. Like we were all on the rag at the same time. They wrote it in. Yeah, sorry. Oh, oohs and ahs. You guys are sensitive.
One person was uncomfortable. One guy laughed.
I think they were all uncomfortable.
One guy.
All the girls were like, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Hey, Matt, before we continue the show, here's something really cool I just wanted to chat with you about. Yo Shirt is back and they're killing it. As you know, I'm such a huge fan of this company. Yo Shirt was the first and the longest running mobile application that allows you to create custom apparel and accessories, and it's much more than just shirts. They got stash sacks, they got tote bags, they got beach towels, they got all the stuff. There's the list goes on, and you know I'm a huge fan of Yo Shirt.
Yeah, but you have an Android phone. Like I thought they were only on Apple.
You know what? They were just on Apple, and good memory, Matt. That's why we love you, because you got a good memory. I used to have an iPhone, and I went to Comic-Con with Yo Shirt. We did this whole thing together. It was so cool. But then I got sick of the damn iPhone always breaking. Who makes a phone out of glass? Okay, every time I drop it, I was also dropping my phone too much. Anyways, so I got an Android, and they didn't have the app on there, and so I hit them up. I was like, hey, can you guys put it up on the Android? And you know what they did?
They put it up on Android?
Hell yes, they did. They put up the entire app just for Android, so now it's on Android. Everyone can get it in the Play Store, and you know what? Fans are loving it, and they're really enjoying it. And here's the really cool thing, and if you're listening to this, you're going to love this. Each week, they are putting custom art that's specific to our show, and all you have to do is select a product that you want to design, then just hit the little smiley face icon, and that is going to give you access to a sticker pack full of cool images from our show and all sorts of fun artwork that we have that's just limited, like a limited time that you can design a shirt with that artwork. So someone can take it, they can make something cool with it, and then they're going to be able to tweet it to us. They're going to tweet us the designs using hashtag #YoGlickman and hashtag #YoShirt, and the best ones are going to win $100 in free Yo Shirt credit.
Oh, wow.
That is 100%. That way you can get whatever the hell you want with that.
Who's going to judge it?
Well, I don't know, Matt. Do you want to judge it?
Because then can I just judge it and win myself?
No, you cannot. Okay. All right, you're already out. I'm going to judge it and I'm going to win. No, I'm going to judge it and you're going to win. That's how this is going to work. Now, each product is hand cut and sewn. They're handmade here in the USA, and every product is one of one, just like you, Matt.
That's my Borg designation.
That's your Borg
designation.
Oh, you're such a Star Trek nerd. Go to YoShirt.com. That's YoShirt.com. It's YoShirt.com. Go in on the Apple, the Play Store. Go to Apple. Go wherever. Find YoShirt.com. You can do this and use hashtag YoGlickman and hashtag YoShirt. Matt, you and me are both stand-up comedians, and I know we both say a lot of things that are very offensive on a regular basis. Do you ever have trouble sleeping at night?
Yeah, not because of things I say, though. It's just because I have lousy pillows.
Oh, okay. So you don't have like a horrible feeling of guilt sometimes for the
Never.
awful things. Oh, well, that's nice.
Never. I'm proud of the horrible things that I say to people.
That's good. That's a good way to be. Sometimes I do have trouble sleeping, or I did have trouble sleeping until I got this brand new pillow.
What kind of pillow?
I mean, this is next level stuff, Matt. This is a pillow. You've never seen a pillow like this because until recently it did not exist. It's called the buttress pillow. And it is shaped like a butt, and it has little legs, and you're not going to believe this. You got to go check it out. Thebuttresspillow.com.
So it's like your face rests on a butt.
Your face is pressed into a butt crack while the legs support your neck and shoulders, basically. It
sounds comfortable.
It is very comfortable. It's ergonomic. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Ergonomic, functional, all natural, and it's absolutely beautiful. Check this out. This is from their website. Soft but supportive with the feeling of a butt. All right, and the sweet spot is between the thighs and the cheeks, which will gently cradle your head and support your neck. Great for side sleepers, back sleepers, and stomach sleepers. It's squeezable, slappable, face variable, relieves stress, from having a long, horrible day. What do you want to do at the end of a long day?
Put your head in a butt.
That is 100% right.
Well,
you can dress it up. You can dress it down. You want to throw some PJs on it?
You convinced me, so where do I go get one of these?
You go to thebuttresspillow.com, thebuttresspillow.com. That's THEBUTTRESS pillow.com. Go to thebuttresspillow.com, Matt, and get your sleep on. You'll have much better dreams. All right, let's get back to the show. Well, we're going to play a game. You guys want to play a game? Sure. You guys want to play a game? All right. We have another buttress pillow to give away to the audience. So you guys are going to have to decide who's going to get it. But we got to play this game, and the game is called
Saturday Morning Cartoon or Monday Night Raw.
Play it!
We're not.
As a team,
we can all work together.
Such a great theme song.
Monday Night Raw or Saturday Morning Cartoon.
This is now the third game show that theme song has been used for. It was used for both Double Dare in the 1970s and Card Sharks in the 80s.
So these are matchups that you.
There you go.
I don't know what the hell Matt's talking about.
He was saying what this theme
game show trivia.
Stuff. Yeah.
Game show trivia. That's what I'm
cares.
good for.
Nobody cares.
Fucking nerds over here. All right, I'm just kidding.
Explain
all right, here's the game. The game is we're gonna ask you. This is a team of two fighters that fought each other. Was it on a Saturday morning cartoon or was it Monday Night Raw? Okay? That is the question. Audience, you can help out if you think you know the answer. You can shout out. They can shout out either Saturday morning
That will
cartoon
be chaos.
or Monday Night Raw.
Like,
Let's try right now. If you think it's Saturday morning cartoon, yell out Saturday morning cartoon.
Saturday morning. That's really
but like
loud.
you are having
Terrible.
fun.
You guys are terrible.
Do it again like
do it
you like it.
There we go. Okay.
You got it
or
short.
Monday Night Raw. Let's try that. Woo! I'm going to point at you again. Here we go. Ready? Saturday morning cartoon. Good God. Monday Night Raw. All right, there we go. All right,
Problem
now
is
we're
some
kinda...
people are
for
some people are being producers and they're truncating it.
Yeah, the Saturday morning they were just
like
all
cartoon,
that.
fuck you, Glick, bitch.
Fuck you, it's
and
cartoon.
then you were like Monday Night Raw, and they were just like Raw. That
Raw.
was the ish. But I was
All
by
right.
the way,
Cartoon or
Trailblazers,
Raw?
I stand
We'll live
with.
Cartoon or Raw?
whatever
Let's
you
hear
wanna do.
cartoon. Let's hear Raw. There we
Thank you.
go. Nice job, Jackie.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, here we go.
I know a truncation when I hear
Mike
one.
Black, you want to
What's
take
happening?
the first question?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
The first standoff would be between Destro versus Zartan.
Wait.
Cartoon, of course.
Cartoon, of course.
I like
the
that it's
answer
of
is
course now.
Cartoon. Well done. Give
That
yourselves a
definitely
round of
looks like
applause.
a
Come on.
Zartan.
That's how a game show works.
Wasn't that like Dude, Where's My Called?
All right, here we go. Second one. Here we go. RoboCop and Sting
Oh.
versus Ric Flair.
Raw. Raw.
And the answer
Well,
is
that is
Raw.
right.
Well done, guys. Give it up for yourself.
That could be a cartoon. That picture's
was
deceiving.
amazing. RoboCop.
Okay, Mike Black, take
Was
this
that
one.
Ric Flair?
That was Sting.
No, that was Sting, his
Oh, I
partner.
was
They
like,
fought Ric Flair.
Oh, okay. I was like, who is that guy? Didn't look
When you
like
said
Ric
that.
Flair. Tara, I'm so nervous.
Sting was the angry one pointing at you.
Yeah.
Fisto and Ram Man versus Trapjaw and Tongue Lasher.
That's He-Man. I feel like cartoon.
Show it up.
Wait, what?
And
There's
Fisto. There we go.
Fisto. He's got a big old fist, which is why his name was Fisto.
And he hangs out with Ram Man.
Oh, something's happening.
And they fight Tongue Lasher.
Oh, shit.
It was the 80s. A lot of cocaine. A lot of cocaine going around.
Oh, jeez. The Wonder Twins versus the Legion of Doom.
Oh, that's cartoon. No, that's a cartoon. It's a cartoon.
Okay.
She backpedaled
Wonder
and she went
Twins?
to...
Okay, because our
So what do you guys
team
think?
leader is
Cartoon.
saying
Cartoon with them or...
Final answer.
Cartoon.
Let's see it.
Cartoon.
Cartoon!
Yay!
You're not
Oh
doing
my
your
God,
job.
look at this guy.
All right, okay.
The guy in the hat. He's got it.
Oh, yeah, that guy. He's very cute.
Legion of Doom was the giveaway, huh?
All right, here we go.
Okay,
Oh,
well
I
then
thought
the
Legion
next
of Doom
one...
sounded
Here's the
raw-ish.
next one. The Heart Foundation
Oh.
versus...
Whoa.
Wait, hang on. Versus the
Robo.
Legion of Doom.
You can't get one past
Very
him, Steven.
tricky.
You're
because
just
the last
saying,
time,
yeah.
But last time the Legion of Doom was a cartoon.
No, wait a minute.
What?
Even though they
This
were
guy know
just
what's up.
cartoons.
Okay, fine.
All right.
How strange.
Second row, I'm telling you.
All right, Raw. And then we're obviously giving, well,
Let's
so
see
now
it.
it's going to be a toss-up who we
Let's
give
see
the
it.
fucking pillow to.
Raw!
Legion of Doom.
Wow,
We see some-
very nice.
We see some candidates coming up.
All right,
Are there two
you
pillows?
take
Because
this
there's
one.
two people that need the pillow.
So we've thrown some
There's two
curveballs
huge
in there,
helpers.
but you
Here's
guys
some-
have caught all of them so far.
Well,
We
let's
haven't
see,
done
let's
shit.
see how you
Done
did.
nothing.
Now it's anyone's game. I'm just kidding. All right.
Keeping score?
There's no
Two more.
score.
Last one. Here
Sergeant
we go.
Slaughter versus Nikolai Volkov.
Oh, that is Raw. I do know this one, I think.
You do?
Well, what's the other person?
Versus
Nikolai
He-Man
Volkov.
and She-Ra.
Oh, you did that like it
Oh my
was a
God.
follow-up.
Yeah. No,
Nikolai Volkov.
That was it. He's the end.
Well, Brittany doesn't need help on this one. Go ahead, darling.
Final answer, Brittany?
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter versus Nikolai Volkov.
Raw. Yeah.
There
Raw.
you go.
Let's
Confident
see it.
answer.
Let's see it.
Sergeant
It was
Slaughter.
Raw!
Because somebody asked Allison Brie if her character was based off of this Nikolai guy, and she had no idea who he was.
All right, this is
And
the
that's the
last
only
one.
reason why it's stuck in my
People
head.
asked if Melrose was
This is
based
for
on
all
that
the
guy,
marbles.
Sergeant Slaughter.
You nailed it.
Last one, Sergeant Slaughter.
Versus Nemesis Enforcer.
Wait, but they're throwing us for a loop. That's why it has to be
Wait, so it's
cartoon.
Nikolai again versus
No,
Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, Sergeant Slaughter.
Versus
Nemesis
Wrestling
Enforcer.
cartoon? Is this like
Nemesis
just a
Enforcer.
full-
Yeah, did he
Enforcer.
make like a cartoon cameo?
Is anyone really confident in their answer on this one?
Raise
Ooh,
your
I
hand
like
if you fully believe it. This guy right here
Second row,
fully
he knows.
believes it.
He's got a
What
Flash
is your
t-shirt
answer?
on.
He hasn't been wrong.
What's that?
He doesn't look very confident, but okay.
There we
Cartoon, that's
go.
better.
I'm
No,
gonna,
he's been right
guys,
every
I'd
single
go
time.
I'd go with him.
Yeah, he's got a Flash t-shirt on.
He's
Let's
been
see
right
it.
at every
Let's
guess.
see it. Cartoon!
Oh!
This
That's
guy
my
gets the
dude.
buttress
He gets
pillow.
the-
Let's
yeah, he
give
does.
it
I
to
thought
him.
we
There
get to
you
pick.
go. Oh, you're
Hold on,
right.
wait, hold on.
No. Yeah, give it to
He did
him.
not get the buttress
They
pillow.
converse.
Hold
They
on.
converse.
Every answer.
That guy!
Yeah, that
It
It was touch and go for a moment there.
Mike Glazer, where are you at?
I'm here.
All right, let's take some
Mike
questions.
Glazer!
Mike Glazer's here.
What's happening, Jack?
Friendship!
What's up, everybody?
Mike
Mike
Glazer.
Glazer.
Why don't we take some questions from the audience? What do you guys got? What do you got, folks? Raise your hand let's get some questions
Yeah,
for these
that's
lovely
looking
ladies.
good.
Raise your
We
hand.
already felt medium about ourselves.
Oh, right there. They come around there.
We can even just talk about our day if you guys want to know what we did.
Any question?
Do you guys
is
hang out a lot?
Good question.
No.
Your
Everybody
cast?
know
No?
about Mike Glazer
Not
and
enough.
Glazed and
No,
his
no.
comedy show and all the shit he's up to?
He's
and
wearing an
Netflix
Alaska
and smokes
sweatshirt.
a ton of weed.
Oh,
Sorry,
he
she's
does.
ready for the question.
so
Oh my
true.
god.
I fucking love this guy. You guys have to know about him.
Thanks.
Jackie, she's ready.
Okay.
Hi. So I know that Jackie has recently developed a relationship with Tiny Chef, and I was wondering, is he going to be working with the rest of the cast in this in whatever you guys are doing next?
Well, listen, the Tiny Chef is my very best friend, and I only talk about him very quiet. Guys, the Tiny Chef Show is an Instagram page, and he's a little tiny doozer-looking girl. He's a little puppet guy, and he's the most joyful thing you've ever seen in your entire life. So first and foremost, follow the Tiny Chef Show. Well, first follow Britt Baron, Britney Young, and Jackie Tohn. Then follow the Tiny Chef Show. I hang out with Chef a lot, so we'll see. But the problem was I didn't become good friends with him until after we finished season 3. So hopefully he'll come and hang out for season 4. In fact, I'm sure he will, and come and take pictures with all of us. If we get a season 4, we don't know yet.
Wow.
Tiny Chef.
Tiny Chef.
I can't wait to tell Chef that you asked that. He's going to be so psyched. And then when you guys all look up Tiny Chef, you're going to be like, that's what she was fucking talking about. She's sick.
He makes the best of the foods.
Yeah,
Who
he's
else
a little
has
vegan
questions?
chef.
Raise your hand. We need a good question, guys. There we go.
Right over
There's
here.
one right there. That's a good one. This
What
is
up,
gonna be
King?
Good.
That's your sister.
Yeah, that's my sister.
Yeah, first of all, it was 93, not 86.
School.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Remember when you
Wasn't
guys got
born.
kicked out of a hotel for being
That
Jews?
did really happen.
Yeah.
It was for Jewishness?
My uncle was like, I think the building is even shaped like a swastika.
Stop.
So that's how convinced they were. I believed that for years. Yeah.
Truth. That's
My
real.
question was,
Shaped like a
they're like, if you
swastika.
look from the top, allegedly.
If you get an aerial view in 30 years, they'll invent
Yeah.
drones. We'll be able
Exactly.
to see
We'll be
from
able
up
to
there
see.
that they hate
It's
Jews.
a swastika.
Until then, your uncle's probably dead. Okay.
No, you guys have this is amazing female empowerment type show. Especially, I'm so excited that Gina Davis coming on. This is
Gina Davis.
Davis is on
She's
there
amazing.
now.
But I was wondering what characters inspired you guys. Same way that you guys are. Is there any
It's a sad
female,
question.
like strong female
know
characters
mine.
that kind of?
Mine are just bawdy, mouthy women. Like growing up, I loved Bette Midler. I was obsessed with Gilda Radner. Joan Rivers was and still is. R.I.P. My hero. Sarah Silverman. That was in like my teen years. But just always, I just had really funny. Fran Drescher. I always had really funny bawdy women that were making their own things on a pedestal, and became a funny bawdy woman making my own things.
I feel like for
Feels pretty
me,
good.
mine really, like, I loved Lucille Ball. Like, I was obsessed with her. Like, my funniest I Love Lucy episode is one that nobody's seen. It's when she gets the loving cup stuck on her head. Like, something so simple like that I just thought was genius. But really, someone who made me want to act was Raven Simone. She was the only light brown girl who was sassy and who could hold her own against all these, like, adults that I felt like I was like, I'm Raven Simone. She really was the person who I was like, okay, maybe there is a spot for, you know, a light brown girl on TV who can shut the F up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was probably Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality, my first PG-13 movie. And things like Reese Witherspoon. It was always like the women that got to do funny, real parts rather than just like the models that, like Angelina Jolie, you know, like I was more drawn to the clowns, I would say. People that weren't afraid to look goofy, which makes sense.
Are we on
given our
comedy? Weird.
show, which basically is that. It's a bunch of clowns just somersaulting around. Yeah.
I love it. We got one last question. We can take one last question. There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
Did any of you guys grow up watching wrestling? And if you did, who was like your favorite performers?
My brothers were huge wrestling fans when I was a kid, and I wanted my brothers to think I was cool so bad. Didn't go well. But still, it's only okay. But they had the little wrestling ring, and their era, I'm dating myself here, but it was like Roddy Piper and it was like Jimmy the Superfly Snuka, and it was the dude with the rubber bands in his beard.
Yeah. Captain Lou Albano.
Captain Lou Albano, and the guy who always said he's got an Iron Sheik, like those dudes. And my brothers like had the play figurines and had the big thing. So I was sort of into it with them, but I wasn't like a super huge wrestling fan. And in fact, now that we're grown-ups and now that I've gotten into it and learned what it is, I mean, we go to a lot of the WWE stuff and it is just like just living warriors. These are people that like these men could kill a lion. Like it's insane being in the presence of these people. So for anybody, you know, who's always like, wrestling's fake, it's like, okay, do you have any idea of what goes into this?
You can't fake flipping yourself over. I mean,
jumping off 10 feet high, flipping yourself over and landing flat on
you're
your back.
not on wires. Yeah.
No, it is crazy.
It hurts.
Yeah, there's a difference between fake and scripted. And I think that's what people use the wrong term a lot of times.
You're totally
like, we literally saw a match where someone hit the turnbuckle and his teeth went up into his mouth and was just blood everywhere. And we're like, cool, are they going to stop? They're still going.
Nope, finish the match.
That's great.
Who was that guy? He was fighting Sheamus.
No, it was Sheamus.
Yes, it was.
Was it? Oh,
no,
yeah.
it was Cesaro. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that was. I didn't know anything about wrestling. I was not a fan, but definitely being on the show has like made me appreciate it more. I think the moment for me that definitely was like, oh crap, like we could do this was our first season wrestling. We're still getting to know each other, and Chavo kind of just like, all right, like who wants to come in and try something? And Kia Stevens raised her hand. She's like, I'll try something. And they go in and they kind of lock up Goofy. They just go at it. None of us at the time knew Kia Stevens was actually a professional WWE wrestling champ.
She's like a famous
Karma
wrestler.
Austin. We had no idea. So we're sitting there like, like we're literally freaking out. Like she did.
By the way, but this was day one.
This is day one. And she's like,
we're learning how to lock up. So we're just going
She
like,
just fooled us too, because she's like, I guess I'll go in. And they like hesitantly lock up. And then Chavo they kind of just go like, and go. And we were like,
and they improvised.
It was
and they were
insane.
flipping. And it was like, it was insane.
Good
we were
times.
screaming. And then you came the next day, and I think we did it again.
Yeah, I was the only one not in on the show.
The next day we were like, yo, we gotta do it to Britt. Kia, fake Britt out. So
just like,
you missed the first day.
I'm definitely going to be fired. Can't do that.
So advanced.
Thank you guys so much for doing the show.
Thank you.
Please give them a round of applause.
Thanks, guys.
Let him hear it one more time. Britt Baron, Britney Young, and Jackie Tohn.
Okay. Gosh, jeez. Oh.
It's so funny. That story, like we talked about Kia Stevens up top, but that story about her with the training and how she faked him out, and all of a sudden they all thought like, "Oh, I'm going to get fired." That's so funny to me.
I love that story, and I love that I told a story about, I believe, your ex-girlfriend on the show upsetting.
Yes.
Well, it was an ex. Is that really an ex? I did tell a story that was like a little offensive, and I mean, if you get a chance to, you should see a photograph of these women reacting to me telling that story, because their mouths are on the ground. They're so upset, but it was great. It was good. It was a good moment. Yep. Anyways, listen,
check them all out on Twitter. Just look up their names. They're all on there. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They're all on.
They're on the thing. They're on the socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the Nighttime Show podcast. Give us some love. Give a review. Tell us what you think, what you feel. Never quit. Make it real when you go big time.
Are those actual lyrics, or did you just
those
make
are
that up?
actual lyrics. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't know because I didn't watch the show.
You're a lying liar.
Well, no, I watched the show when I would go to your apartment and you say, "Hey, Matt, we're going to watch the new episode of Big Time Rush."
The new episode.
The only time I'd watch it.
It's so sad.
That's how I watched Big Time Movie. Was in your living room.
Yeah, not a great movie. But the point is, it's okay. It's fine. I was in it for like 4 seconds. The point is, if you want to follow our guys, Mike Glazer, a man in the audience, Glazer Boo-hoo-hoo, across all social media. Mike Black, if you are a fan of toys and toy art and things, get him, Mike Black Attack, across the social medias if you want. Mr. Matt Walker.
I've got links to everything at funnymatt.com, or if you're upset by anything I've had to say, let me know at mattwalkersucks.com.
Yes, and you can go and get me anytime you want at Stephen Glickman, STEPHEN, Glickman on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the Nighttime Show podcast. You can go to www.thenighttimeshow.com. Check it out. Find out what's happening. Listen to the latest episodes. It's all good stuff. We love you. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And keep on glowing.
Stand